Now, I bet that there are a couple of things that I can tell you about that can make you rich that you probably never thought about before. And that's what we're discussing in today's episode of the Wealth Nation podcast. Hi, my name is Yolanda. I'm a wealth advisor, and it is my goal on this platform to give you easy, actionable tips, content, and strategies that you can use to manage money well, to live abundantly, and build generational wealth. Thanks for joining me. It's another edition. I think it's episode 139. I'm not sure which one we'll release first. But we've been around for a while. If it's the first one that you're listening to, welcome. Where have you been? Please subscribe to the platform wherever you're listening to this podcast and listen to our past shows. Lots of value that you can get from that. So today I want to share with you a couple of ideas that you can use to build wealth. Things that you've never, I'm sure many of you have never really thought about in much detail, but as I explain these to you, I want you to think about it. I want you to think about how you can apply these. Maybe one, maybe many, I don't know, but obviously we got to prioritize here, right? But maybe you can implement this and you can start building wealth from these five really important points that I have to share with you today. So the first one is patents. And patents are awesome. For those of you that are unfamiliar with them, when you invent something new, you can protect your invention by filing a patent. It's a document that certifies you as the inventor and describes in detail what your invention does. With this protection in place, companies will have to pay you money in order to use your invention. And if they don't, you're going to sue them. So patents are incredibly powerful and valuable in the business world. And a single patent can make you rich. And all the best inventions are backed by these patents. And all of the various knickknacks that we know and love, things like the hula hoop, things like the slinky, all of them are backed by patents. Plenty of stuff that we buy on home shopping. I don't know if they still have that now. I don't really have a TV, or I have a TV. I just don't watch. I don't really watch the regular channels. We're more into Netflix and YouTube. But if they still have those home shopping channels, a lot of what you see there, those kind of products, those are backed by patents. So nobody can go and easily duplicate them without paying the proper dues. The next one is trademarks. Now, patents protect your invention. Trademarks protect your symbols, your words, and phrases. So it's pretty obvious why it is a big deal when it comes to the logo or the name of a brand. And things can get kind of interesting if you own a valuable trademark, or if you're in business, or you have something unique and that identifiable logo or catchphrase, and you can slowly start building that up for it to become marketable. And we find that there's numerous young South African brands coming up, and it's so exciting to see. So if you're in business and you're thinking of along these lines of selling a product or a service, think about your logo and your catchphrase as well. Those are things that you can pump up on merchandising. Like, for example, Armani. People spend small fortunes on these Armani shirts. But those white T-shirts with the black logo is not the prime business of Armani. Another trademark, an international trademark that is very popular. Now, the guy who trademarked it is Michael Buffer. And I'm pretty sure if you're listening to me right now, you don't know who Michael Buffer is. But you know when I say, let's get ready to rumble. And I know when I said that, you probably heard it the way he says it. He trademarked that. That catchphrase, he trademarked it in 1992. It's really catchy. It's so entertaining. And let's get ready to rumble. I mean, you know the way he says it, right? Just before a fight. And if you're using it in a commercial way, you got to pay this guy. And he's made over $400 million from just this one catchphrase. Beyonce even trademarked her daughter's name, Blue Ivy Carter, before she was born. So nobody can use it commercially. Trademarks can be local or international, but it's a bit of a challenge trying to enforce it. So our friends over in the East China, apparently they steal over $600 billion of intellectual property from the rest of the world every single year. So obviously that is a problem when it comes to your trademark. The next one is brand and goodwill. Now there's minor differences between the two, but both are super valuable to your business. Now a brand is a footprint that a company leaves behind in the minds of their consumers, what they stand for, what they present themselves for being. And goodwill is the emotional attachment that people might have towards your brand. Brands basically push a particular kind of image of itself into the marketplace. Goodwill comes about in how these companies treat their customers, the positive impact that they could be making in the community that they're producing in. So goodwill is really hard to cultivate or scale, but people will literally save companies from going bankrupt because of the goodwill they have for it. There are companies which become incredibly successful through branding alone. Think about the Kardashians. Okay, love them or hate them, they've nailed this one to the T. And if Kim or Kylie attach their name to anything, that product is going to be a super success. For example, Kylie's makeup range. I mean, we don't know if the production or how those products are produced, are they any better than any of its competition? But when her name is attached to it and the brand power that she displays, it has made her the youngest billionaire in the world. Kim Kardashian made over $1 million per minute from her Kimoji app. Then there's royalties, and this is kind of an overlap of what we spoke about previously when it comes to patents and trademarks. But there's an entire world revolving around them. The simplest way to put it is you wrote a book, the movie studio wants to buy that book. Even Netflix these days, they're buying these scripts and they want to base a show on this. In exchange, you're getting a portion of the money it's generated. For example, Friends. Now, I love Friends. Just finished watching a rerun. I think it's like my 7th time. I watched the entire series start to finish. Okay. They've made a ton of money. The show wraps up after 12 seasons and they're still making money because of this term called syndication. I mean, Friends is on Netflix. When Friends first started, Netflix wasn't even around. And those actors are making from anywhere from $10 to $20 million each per year from the reruns of these shows. Also, a show like The Big Bang Theory. They have a multi-billion-dollar deal with HBO, and HBO has exclusive rights, broadcasting rights to The Big Bang Theory until 2028. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you know George Lucas. I mean, he's a billionaire. And when George Lucas proposed Star Wars to Disney, they didn't give it much thought. And so Lucas basically negotiated a way to have the licensing for the merchandising for these products. So long story short, the movies are a massive success. And by 2011, the toys and merchandising products brought in over $3 billion. Disney bought out Lucasfilms for $4 billion, and it took Disney 6 years to recoup their investment loss. Lastly, there's songs and digital courses. And this is something that I've really embraced is books, digital courses, and content creation. And it's an incredible thing that I choose to sell because it's infinitively scalable. I wrote a book and I can sell it 1 million times. And it goes for a course as well. And if you've attended any of our courses, our masterminds, our paid webinars, you know how that goes. You pay your money and you get access to some world-class content. So I use my expertise, a lot of studying, a lot of talking to a lot of people to identify what their weak points are. And we create content based on how we interact or how I interact with various clients around the world, South African clients, of course, and we come up with content to fill that gap, okay, to meet your need when it comes to finance and understanding money in a South African perspective. And the moment that our product is done, whether it's a course, a conference, or even a book, it's my job to promote it, get it into your hands and other people just like you, and I can sell it multiple times over, and I've just done the work once. Music is even more fun. And if you look at a song like Gangnam Style, I mean, that guy has signed over $10 million just from distributing that song on YouTube and iTunes. And the ever popular, I mean, we're coming up to it very soon. So this Christmas, every time you hear Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas, she makes about $500,000 on the song every single year. In fact, she's made over $16 million with the song in royalties to date. Okay, so I know we talk about investments and things a lot, but these are things, the patents, the trademarks, the courses, the books, the royalties, these are things that can build you wealth. All right, especially if you're a younger person, these are things that you can work towards. Great for building generational wealth and leveraging the blockchain technology with it as well. I think it's going to be powerful, and it's hopefully something I can launch in my business very, very soon. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll chat again next week.